Good morning and welcome to today's episode of Let's Talk, a show where we throw more light on issues affecting the country and Africa at large. My name is Hannah Blessed, and joining me today is Dr. Biamugisha Gift and Professor Winter Walter. We are here to discuss about the constant Ebola outbreaks in Uganda. On 20th October of this year, the health authorities declared an Ebola outbreak in Uganda, in Mubende district to be particular. But the eye-catching factor is that this has been the fifth Ebola outbreak of the exact same Sudan strain. So I want to find out from Dr. Biamugisha Gift and Professor Winter Walter, why are we having these constant Ebola outbreaks in the country? Over to you, Dr. Biamugisha Gift.
Well, thank you very much. It's been known from long that most of these outbreaks have been maintained from infected agents, directly from person to person and from exposure to animal reserves. But we all know that to a large extent, it's the human behaviors that have greatly contributed to the large spread of these viruses and outbreaks all over the country and the world.
Right, thank you very much, Dr. Biamugisha Gift. To her, it's about the person-to-person infection, like she has mentioned. Over to you, Professor Winter Walter.
Thank you very much. Some of these game reserves, as Dr. Biamugisha talked about, they are not properly gazetted, and so locals encroach and get into contact with infected animals such as antelopes, chimpanzees, even bats, and they end up getting this virus. Yeah.
Right, thank you. So now that we know the cause of these constant Ebola outbreaks, is the public going to be able to fight against Ebola? What is the government doing? What are we telling the public to do? What are the measurements being fronted to everyone to fight against Ebola? This time I will start with you, Professor Winter Walter.
Of course, since Ebola is a disease that spreads easily from person to person through body fluids, the first and best thing that the government can do is putting in place a geographical lockdown where the affected areas are enclosed and no one is allowed in, no one is allowed out until the disease is dealt with. They can also set up response teams of sorts that come into action when there's an outbreak of this Ebola virus.
Right, we saw these geographical lockdowns working very efficiently for the COVID pandemic that we had last year and a bit into this year. So we have seen Mubende district being put into a lockdown, and we believe that this is going to work efficiently to fight against Ebola. So over to you, Dr. Biamugisha Gift. What measurements are being fronted to the public? What measurements is the government being putting forward to fight against Ebola in Uganda?
Well, the government has really done a lot in regards to sensitization. It has sensitized the public, so it's up to them. But I must say that the public should avoid places like funerals. Wherever you see a funeral is taking place, I should say you must avoid such a place that you don't get in contact with a dead body. And another thing is the public should avoid getting in contact with body fluids. You know, these fluids here, when you get in touch with these body fluids, you automatically contract the virus through sweat, urine, vaginal fluid, semen, and a man that has been infected with Ebola virus shouldn't be having sex with someone that is not infected, because once this person's semen gets in contact with your vaginal fluids, it's so obvious that you're going to contract the virus. And therefore, I must say, you should not have sexual intercourse with an infected person, not until you are sure they have tested and they are actually fine.
Right. Thank you very much. We do not want to have a sixth outbreak of the Ebola virus disease in Uganda. It's very absurd. It's heartbreaking watching districts being put into lockdowns. It's affecting the economy, breaking families, death here and here. We do not want to have that in the coming years. Thank you very much, Dr. Biamugisha Gift and Professor Winter Walter, for your time. This has been the Let's Talk show. See you next time from you and my team. Have a blessed day.
Quite short.